Bitakayo Eson. So, why am I wearing this hat? I wanna. I wear a cowboy hat almost every day. I have about 2 dozen hats. This is the one that I chosen today. So, if I wear them when I'm not on the video, why can't I wear it when I'm on the video? Why I have not shaved, at least not shaved very well. I guess because I don't wanna. It's, that takes time and effort. Speaking of time and effort, let me talk to you about something that's been in the news for a while, and I often come to these stories later because I'm not glued to the news and the headlines and the social media nonsense that goes on, and a lot of things happen. People say things that I just don't think they're going to say, which is probably how you feel about me. So, when Pence and Harris had their debate, there were a lot of women who said typical male behavior, elitist, supremacist, chauvinistic. Guys talk over and talk down to women. So Pence was accused of doing this with Harris and I forget the lady's name, Susan somebody, who was the moderator. And yeah, he did talk over. I don't think he talked down at all, but he talked over and he did interrupt. Harris did the same thing to Pence. I suppose Pence did it more, but I don't feel that it was had anything to do with that he was a guy and he just figured, well, God darn it, woman, keep your place. I don't think it was that at all. It was a debate. And the debate is, you're trying to convince everyone that your position is right and proper and your opponent's position is absolutely cray-cray. So that's what a debate is. And I read a lot of articles a week later about how this shouldn't have happened. There was one lady in the Inquirer, Philadelphia Inquirer, who said that the headline was "Men, Women Are Speaking." And I wrote to her saying that this is the first time I've written to her, that I believe she was wrong in categorizing it as, chauvinistic male, and the things that she called the moderator. One of the lines was, "Sis, how wrong you are," and then that she was infuriatingly polite. I mean, that takes a lot of nerve to say that, and that certainly is trying to talk over and talk down. But women are giving themselves that permission to do that. So I wrote to her and I said that, and she completely dismissed me. Didn't respond, and I've actually written to her 2 other times since then. The one time was because she wrote something about a book about what Hispanic Latino people had did in contributions to America that we don't pick up on or are not taught in history class, or at least were not taught in my history class growing up or in hers. And she's absolutely right. But she was talking about how Trump wants to completely whitewash all that away because he's against the anti-racism teaching. And she's conflating 2 things. I mean, the anti-racism is very much about white people are just wrong, and that everything that happens to people of color is because of racism or some sort of supremacy, some sort of white male straight supremacy. And that's just wrong. The knee-jerk reaction is that something goes wrong or something a person of color is not heard or not recognized, then that must be because that we are so just inherently flawed, and I'll even use the word evil. Wrong. And then, of course, when Nancy Pelosi had a blow up some days ago with Wolf Blitzer from CNN, and Wolf was saying, just talk to Donald Trump and try to reach try to reach an agreement as to what to do with the next proposed stimulus bill. And man, she talked over him, and she said, "Oh, you're wrong." And I really respect you. I really respect you, but you're wrong. And she just kept hammering that away, and she kept saying, "And I'm confident. I'm really confident. I'm really confident that I'm right." She didn't come off as confident. So the whole idea that everything is because every problem, every issue that a woman faces or that a person of color faces is because of the inherent white straight male supremacy. Oh my gosh, that's nonsense. So women can talk down, and women can talk over, and women can be insistent that they're right. And if men, especially white straight men, say, "Wait a minute, there's something else you should be considering," I mean, at the heart of that, okay, I'm going to say it, at the heart of that, that's just cowardice. Instead of having the strength to have the dialogue, to try to create something and to try to understand each other. Yeah, the person that you're disagreeing with, you need to understand why that person is disagreeing. You need to understand a little bit about that person. And that person absolutely needs to understand a little bit about you, or maybe a lot about you and why you're disagreeing, but you need to have the conversation. If you're not having it, you're not getting anywhere. This cowardice is this idea that I'm not going to have a conversation. Well, there's only one way that's going to eventually turn out well for you. And that is if the people you don't want to have a conversation with, well, I guess two ways, right? They're either going to die off, or you're going to defeat them so soundly that it'll be just like dying off. And that just ain't going to happen, folks. It ain't. Even if you do defeat them, let's say in some sort of battle royale, they'll rise up again. Anytime that you defeat somebody in a battle, you always have to watch over your shoulder for them to rise up and take back what they see as theirs. But if you take the time to say, "Hey, maybe we're not on the level playing field now, but we can get there, and then we can get to see everything as ours, so that we all have ownership in it, and we all fight for this ownership. We all fight for what we believe in. We all fight for a united America and a united humanity, regardless of gender or sexuality or skin tone, regardless of culture and ethnicity. But we all come together." Anyway, my 2 cents, my 4 fingers, peace! 4 fingers. I'll talk to you.